What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a pretty interesting video today. The market was pretty weird today in the sense that a lot of stocks didn't even move that much, and we did see a good amount of profit taking in some major companies like Apple, AMD, you could say Tesla, and a couple other ones. But in this video, we're going to go over the best plays for the rest of this week and then some important news for today. Apple's actually closing some of its stores, so we'll definitely cover that. But before we get started, let us know what stocks you are watching in the comments down below, and we'll probably cover them in tomorrow's video. But with that being said, Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, like you said, Mike, Apple had to close some stores this morning, and it was actually dragging down, I will say, a lot of tech stocks. We saw Apple coming down pretty hard here at market open. Same thing goes for Microsoft, Tesla, and a lot of other stocks. Like right at market open, for some reason, we had a pretty big pullback today, and the New York Post is reporting that Apple banned shoppers from all New York City stores as the COVID cases are starting to soar. So this is a pretty big scenario. I know Apple has closed some stores in the past, and it didn't really affect their company too much, but it looks like that it did make it go down early in the morning. So I just don't know, Mike. Apple's been ripping up the new highs over the past couple of days. I could maybe see a bit of a pullback with this news coming out.
Yeah, so honestly, I don't think it's huge news. For the main reason being they're only closing I think it's their stores in New York, or New York City, I should say. And another thing is it's closed to indoor customers, you can say. So for example, if you order something online, you can still walk into the store and pick it up that way. So either way, it's definitely not good news. But at the same time, I feel like with Apple stock right now, we're at a point where the stock has been running up for, I guess you could say, 4 days now in a pretty big way. And not only do we have this negative news coming out, but we are at a pretty major resistance level right around $182. So to me, it's just kind of like a double whammy of one, profit taking at resistance, and then two, this bad news.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that it won't go up tomorrow. It definitely still has a chance to, but just keep it on the radar. There's been lots of bad news with Omicron and different stuff like that. And the thing that makes me worry the most about this, Mike, is it almost doesn't even worry me what Apple does, because like you said, everything can be done online as far as buying phones and stuff like that nowadays. But the thing that really worries me is if we start to see more laws coming across or more shutdowns and stuff like that. That would obviously be a pretty bad case scenario if we start seeing stuff like that. So hopefully all the laws and everything just stay around the same.
True that. And what I thought was very interesting is if we look at some of the stocks that did pretty good today, one of them was Delta Airlines, and they closed up around 1.6%, and they were not the only travel stock that closed up today. But I just think it's interesting where we're seeing a major company like Apple kind of closing down because of the surging cases, yet we have these travel stocks actually trending up, at least today.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to see these travel stocks trending up. And talking about those, I know Delta Airlines actually announced that they had to cancel up to 250 out of 4,100 scheduled flights today. So that's pretty big for them. And we can see that Delta, they, like you said, they had a great day today. They came up and retested this resistance around $40. And it looks like at the end of the day, whenever this article came out, they started to get a little bit of a move back to the downside. But man, it's honestly been blowing my mind how we've been seeing these airlines and the travel sector do so well, given all the COVID stuff going on. Like you said, we have Apple closing stores, and then we have things or companies like CCL, making these huge moves this morning. And it's just crazy to see that these, you could say, reopening plays are doing very well.
Yeah, so with everything being said and with everything happening in the market right now, I know today was very slow and boring, and we are seeing a decent amount of profit taking. So in terms of the game plan for tomorrow and the rest of the week, there's two main ways to go in my opinion. The first one being, and this is all for short-term trades, is if we see continued negative sentiment come tomorrow, There are some stocks that are relatively overextended right now, like AMD is one of the big ones in my opinion. So like maybe like short-term day trades on those or on stocks like AMD can be good, but we're also seeing some stocks flourish while we're seeing, companies like AMD, Qualcomm, and even Apple fall down. And some of the companies that are rising are surprisingly like the airlines, some of the cruise lines, Disney, and even Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing was actually a pretty surprising thing to see today. I was not expecting them to be up that much. And whenever we go look at the 5 minute chart at market open this morning, they were really getting a move to the upside. Like early on, these travel stocks were just exploding. I know Disney had a great day as well. They actually had a patent come out, which was good for them. So good thing they got that. It looks like they actually broke out above that 154 resistance. I know we talked about this a ton this morning on the live stream, and it was so awesome to see it break that resistance live and keep running up. And man, Disney's been one of the big stocks we've been talking about a lot, Mike. And I just cannot wait for this one to start to maybe fill this gap, possibly back up towards like 170.
Exactly. So just a quick recap heading into tomorrow and the rest of the week, there will be opportunities for short-term day trades and very short-term swing trades to the upside and the downside. It's all about where I guess you could say money is flowing. Right now we're seeing money flow out of companies like AMD and Apple, and this is just a short-term outlook. And then we are seeing a lot of money flow into companies like the airlines and then even like Disney and Boeing. So definitely keep that in mind. And Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays for tomorrow. And we actually have Disney being the first one.
Yeah, with Disney, go ahead and make them break out above 156.50. That's a pretty solid upper resistance right there.
All right. Then with the next one, we have Run, but to the downside.
Yeah, RUN, go ahead and make them fall below $33. And it looks like they've been actually struggling at this support for a long time now.
All right. And then with the last one, we have Zoom, also to the downside.
Yeah, Zoom was doing so good early in the morning, Mike. I was thinking it might have been a nice day for him, but it looks like go ahead and make them fall below 183 tomorrow to the downside.
Yeah, it was a pretty disappointing day with Zoom. Like you said, they were looking really good at market open, but they just fell off the board. So that sucks to see, but we are watching Run and Zoom for potential day trades to the downside tomorrow, only if they break below the levels Tom listed. Then we are watching Disney for a potential day trade to the upside tomorrow, only if it breaks above the level Tom listed. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our Discord member of the day, and that is I Rule All 77. So huge shout out. Thank you so much for being an active and positive member of the community. Tom and I really appreciate you. But Tom, let's get right into these comments from the previous video. With the first comment, we have Hunter saying, growth got stinkered on. Well, yeah, it's been looking pretty rough lately. Of course, DraftKings is struggling a little bit, and other growth companies are definitely still taking a hit. So it definitely sucks to see for the short term. But then again, for the long term, it's going to be pretty awesome for like a buy the dip opportunity. This recent downtrend with all of the growth stocks is a blessing and a curse. It sucks because obviously the stocks are tanking and no one likes to see that. But then again, it gives us a huge opportunity for the long term.
Yeah, it really does. If you guys pick some of these up down here, you'll probably be very happy in a few years. Once you see if Palantir and some of these other ones start to rise up, it'll be really good for the markets. And the thing that I really like about these growth stocks, Mike, is that they're all down at the same time. It's not like we're just seeing a couple of individual companies failing out of nowhere. It's almost all the same stocks and they're all moving in sympathy. So that gives me a lot of confidence that if they do start to go up, most of them will start to go up at the same time too, which I think is a very good thing about about this situation.
No doubt. All right, and then we have Quickies saying, what do you think about Hood? It's been down for the past 45 days. So it has really been struggling, and the biggest opportunity with this one, in my opinion, is a short put option. So that's not buying a put option. It's a sell to open type of put option. Basically, it's where you get paid to potentially buy the stock at a low price. I like Hood for cash secured puts right now, but besides that, it's not great for calls in my opinion, and it can be decent for shares.
Yeah, I think for shares and for short puts, it might be pretty good, but Yeah, for calls, I just don't know, Mike. It's just had so much crazy movement. The implied volatility is still pretty high, and I just don't know. I feel like it could keep going down. It looks like it's about to retest that low. So I feel really bad for Robinhood, though. They have not had a good IPO. And, honestly, a lot of people were bashing on them when they IPO'd. So obviously the sentiment's just not there yet.
No doubt. All right, Tom. Well, do you have any last minute plays or anything for tomorrow?
Yeah, I know you mentioned Hunter in the comments. I kind of wanted to give him a bit of a shout out. He's been talking about, I know he's not happy with the growth stocks right now, but man, he's been talking about CLX, which I think has a lot of opportunity for the next few weeks. This one's actually, it dipped down last week and it looks like it's had a pretty good start to the week so far. And I think that CLX and KHC, which is Kraft Heinz, can both start to get some pretty good moves. And they both did pretty well today. So I'm really throwing these guys on the radar. Both of these companies should do better as inflation gets higher. CLX and Kraft, they make a lot of products that people have to buy at the stores and stuff like that. And those prices are starting to go up, which is going to be pretty good for these companies. So hopefully these companies start to go up. And I've been picking some up for the long term, but just wanted to shout out Hunter because he doesn't get too much shout outs on the YouTube videos. And I really appreciate all the comments and everything on the live streams. And it's just awesome to see Clorox moving the way it is. And, I really think this stock has been going down over the past couple of years. And as we start to see, maybe Apple and some of these others pull back, I feel like Clorox has a pretty good chance to rise.
There we go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I really recommend joining the Stocked Up Discord. It is completely free. The link for it will be in the description and the comments down below. Basically, it is a community where you can chat and network with other traders. Like I said, it's completely free, and the link for it will be in the description and the comments down below. Besides that, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.